I 100% feel value for more than just finances or what I can provide for a relationship. I think I always have. I kind of walk the line of not ever leading with money and always leading with just who I am as a person. And I was gonna say an example of it. That's why I was gonna grab my phone. So my wife sent me these messages every morning. This the message from this morning. If you ask me about my husband, I smile and say he's my heart. But if you ask me what he truly means to me, I tell you that this man is my greatest blessing. He carries burdens in silence, makes sacrifices without hesitation, and gives more than he ever takes. He puts our family first every single day, even when it costs him his comfort, his sleep, or his peace. He's my silent strength, my greatest supporter, and the reason I believe in selfless love. I'm beyond grateful for everything he does, seen and unseen. He is my answered prayer for my forever safe place. And I will never stop thanking God for him. I love him always, deeply, fiercely, and gratefully. Thank you, my love.
Is that a meme or she typed that out to you?
No, it's a meme. She sent me
Okay.
like one of them damn things every morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still thoughtful, yeah. So.
Yeah.
She say you that every morning.
Hey, Marcus, you know I'm gonna ask you. You know I'm gonna ask you again, Marcus. Do you send her those memes back or no?
I have my own version.
Yeah, he's sitting with Marcus. He sent a physical meme back, huh?
Yeah.
Physical eggplant.
But no, I know a lot of people like what they like to say and before they get in relationships, but I want to kind of address it from the perspective of when relationships tend to break down, what tends to happen, right? I think oftentimes, and this kind of goes both ways, but people often don't consider how much the other person has done. You know what I mean? Like it's always they tend to feel like they've given more to the relationship than the other person, but they oftentimes don't consider that person has also been given or given into the relationship. Kind of see these discussions happen on TikTok a whole lot, where a lot of women talk about being stay-at-home. What did they say? Single mothers, single wives, or something like that. Single mother wives. And it's like, oftentimes they talk about all the things that they do and what they contribute to the relationship. And then you're like, well, and a lot of the times when people comment or they respond to these people, they don't often ask them, well, do you know what your husband contributes? Do you know what they bring, what they sacrifice? How much they give to you that you may not necessarily take heed of, but when you're angry, you only want to talk about the things that you provide. And I like to use this chart right here because it really paints the perfect narrative to how marriages actually go. When you talk about what people give, they pretty much give everything that they can to a marriage. Depending on the hours you work outside the home is how many hours you give inside the home, how much child care you give, you know what I mean? How much they split the child care work, how much they split going to work, how much time they lose. I think one day I did it. I was about to say, JR, you could take it down, but I remember a conversation I had on one of JR's shows where we were having a conversation about sacrifices. And I was explaining to him how sometimes men sacrifice their entire family just to make sure that they family stays afloat. They often miss all the football games. They miss the events, or the kid got this banquet that he has to go to, but dad got to work, And then when those relationships break down, she still has the family, she still has the support system and everything else. And he gave 20, 30 years to his job, and he doesn't have any of that. And so I just wish that people would consider the other person a lot more. And I kind of spoke to that earlier, where if you consider the other person a whole lot more, you will start to see the bigger picture in your marriage and your relationship, and you will start to appreciate it more. Then that way, when you see that, then you start to send the messages that M. White wife sent him. Like, hey, look, this is how much I appreciate you. I'm sure that Trev get gifts and memes and shit all the time of the funny stuff that his wife like to send him. I get the same things where like she sent me all these gifts and memes about our relationship. I even see it like when you on Facebook and you truly see happy marriages for real. It's not the glitz and glam. It's not all the flashy stuff. It's always the goofy stuff that couples talk about. The guy, I think I just came across this meme just now where it was like what happens when your husband doesn't pay the wife tax. And it was basically her sticking her butt out for him to smack him when he walked past. And then she was like, and, you know, she threw a frying pan at him and he came back and smacked her ass. Now it was tongue in cheek, but that's what couples laugh about. We're not actually laughing about like, oh man, I can't believe you'll throw a pan up. It's more of the funny little things that we do in marriages and relationships that make it fun, the little things. So that's when you actually start saying that. But oftentimes when people talk about the marriages and relationships and how they break apart, consider the other person. Consider what, before you talk about everything you did, write down everything they've done. And then go and ask them what you believe that they've done. And then you come up with y'all list. And maybe sometimes y'all might come together and be like, God damn, I didn't know you did that much. I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know you sacrificed that much. I didn't know that you not being able to go to the game that I was able to, you know what I mean, that I've been going to affected you that much.
I mean, I think liking each other's wants and needs and having similarities, but I mean, let's be realistic. I'm into sports. I love sports. I was a former figure skater. That's my thing. And it's funny that Sweeney had brought that up about the game, missing the game or what have you. I'm the type of girl, I want to be home on Sunday after church watching the games, or I want to be watching the NBA finals, make it a family event. But I know some women aren't like that, right? I think also too, being a woman, and if your man likes to watch games, or if he likes to hike, or if he likes to go to the gym, or if he likes to go to basketball, meet him halfway. If you don't like to be outside, again, I like the word compromise. You have to compromise. You can't be selfish. You can't just always want it to go your way. If you don't like bugs and he's like, look, babe, I'm just asking you to come to my pickup game for like a half hour or for an hour. It can't always just be you are taking, and you're not meeting him in the middle and you're not supporting him. We've been all talking about supporting your man. So I think it goes both ways, JR. You know, again, there's a lot of things that you want in a relationship you may have dreamt as a little girl. That is not reality. There are things that you may like that he may not like, and vice versa. And that's just life. And if you don't like it, then maybe you just need to remain single. And that's just the reality of it.
Why is it that you think some women struggle with accepting that reality now? Because, I mean, you have some folks that still try to hold on to these expectations, the list, what it is that they desire in a man. So why do you think a lot of women struggle with that reality? Or is it really a reality? Is that just something that you're just saying? Or do you truly believe that every woman should adopt this ideology that you presented for us?
I mean, you know, you learn as you get older, at least I would hope you do. And some women are just selfish. They want things to go their way. They can't get out of their own way. And I'm not trying to be a pick me, whomever that was. I'm 42 years old, and I'm just a realist to this. I've grown, I've been in relationships, I've seen things, I have conversations with my girlfriends, with my male friends who are married, who are not married, who are single. I think for me that some women are just selfish. They have not dealt with traumas, not just in their own relationships. I don't know, their relationships maybe with men in their lives, whether it's with their father, their uncles, their brothers, or whatever the case may be. You have to deal with past traumas. You have to work through it. And you have to also be upfront and open with men that you are dating. I'm not saying upfront, right? But if he's asking you, you seem like you're like angry. You just seem like you're holding on to something. Open up to me just a little bit. Let me know what's going on. But if you're not willing to open up, he can't read your mind. The Wife School podcast, we talked about that, about the importance of communication. You have to communicate. And communication comes in different forms, but you also have to be patient with individuals.